Hello, my name is Diaz. I'd like to welcome guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about X-Men Emperor Vulcan. It's a 5-issue miniseries. It's actually a build-up into the big crossover War of Kings. And obviously it's going to focus on Vulcan, the Lost Summers brother, and Havok and the Starjammers. And I really loved Havok as the leader of the Starjammers. I thought that was a really good phase for this particular character. This came out way back in 2007, written by Christopher Yost, art by Paco, Diaz, Luque. So let's get into the story. And what I really like about the story, like stories that revolve around war and stuff like that, I just really love them. Dude, maybe it's because I'm really into history and international relations and stuff like that. But particular phase of the cosmic side of the Marvel Universe was really fantastic. Started with Annihilation, with Annihilus, then you had Ultron, now you have Emperor Vulcan, and it's going to end with the Thanos Imperative. So what happened at this point? Vulcan, the Lost Summers brother, takes over the Shi'ar Empire, becomes the Emperor, but the thing is, he kills Diken, dethrones Lilandra. He's the new ruler, but he's a ruler that lacks legitimacy. And that's a big deal for a ruler. Governments without legitimacy can't properly govern over the people. That's a basic premise of the theory of state, something I'm also really into. So Vulcan is dealing with this fact that even though he's the emperor, his people don't view him as the legitimate leader, while Havok and Starjammers are the leaders of the rebellion against Emperor Vulcan. And what happens at the beginning of the story is a third faction enters. These group of really weird aliens pop out of nowhere, start obliterating the Shi'ar fleet. It's these guys. I think they're called the Skiar, something like that, which one Marvel Go translates into it's like the name Skiar, but it's translated from their language, death to the Shi'ar. So these new aliens have some serious beef against the Shi'ar. They're sort of taking advantage at this sort of impasse, political impasse within the Shi'ar Empire, this internal conflict. These guys pop out of nowhere. But what's the beef with these aliens? What we learn is that in the past, the Shi'ar actually took the Macron crystal from them, obliterated, went full-on genocide on their home world. So they're going to take advantage of the situation. They want the Macron crystal back. They want to destroy, just obliterate the Shi'ar. This is like the leader, like he's the gladiator, the equivalent of gladiator from this alien race. Vulcan and the Imperial Guard go out and try to stop the leadership. They go up against this guy, and they get just obliterated. Like Gladiator gets his arm broken very easily. Then he just the alien basically humiliates Vulcan, who's insanely powerful. The Imperial Guard, Vulcan, they all make a retreat. While Marvel Go reaches out with Havok, tries to enter this alien's mind, trying to negotiate, say, hey, maybe we might try to take down Vulcan. You want to work with us? And the guy's like, you guys are also Shi'ar. Like, once I'm finished with them, I'm going after you guys. So what happens next is that this alien race has one of the coolest weapons that I've ever seen in a comic book. They drop on a Shi'ar planet a small star. Instead of using a black hole that I've seen overused so many times, no, they drop a star on a planet, obliterating obviously the planet. So Vulcan and Havok actually decide to join forces, the rebels and the Imperial Guard with Vulcan, to try to stop these aliens, because if they can drop stars on planets, these guys are a danger to the whole universe. And especially since they have such a big beef against the Shi'ar, they're going to try to basically take all the Shi'ar out of the cosmos. So what happens? Havok's people and Vulcan's people obviously don't want to work with each other. And there's actually a callback to an old story from the early 2000s. A really messed up story where Marvel Girl visiting her family, Jean Grey's family, a faction of the Imperial Guard. Well, actually, there's like a black ops group from the CR arrive and kill off the Grey family. They kill everyone. Like, they have established that this family's bloodline has something to do with the Phoenix. They don't want to deal with the Phoenix anymore, so they sent out and kill everyone. Marvel Girl's there during this time. Jean Grey was dead, and like, she's very traumatized by this situation. So the Starjammers go to negotiate how they're going to work with the Imperial Guard, and the Shi'ar Black Ops team arrives, and Marvel Girl just loses her shit. But I thought it was such a cool callback because I actually thought these guys were interesting. After this story, you're going to see these guys pop up in Avengers vs. X-Men when they're going to try to kill Hope. So the Starjammers and the Shi'ar finally find where the weapon of the death to the Shi'ar is, and they find that these guys have like hundreds of small dwarf stars ready to be used against their enemies. What happens is Vulcan actually discovers how to take down this alpha, kill the Shi'ar alien. He's able to defeat him. Now he wants to take over the weapon that they were using so he can use it against the rebel factions and against the enemies of the Shi'ar Empire. Havok obviously wants nothing of this, so obviously the alliance between the Starjammers and the Imperial Guard is over. Havok, what he does in a last-ditch effort, destroys the weapon, but this leads to the Starjammers getting captured, and Havok himself and Polaris also get captured. And actually, this is sort of like a starting point for the War of Kings. And it's sort of cool to see Vulcan coming on top and having defeated the Kill the Shi'ar aliens and the Starjammers gives Vulcan legitimacy as a ruling leader. The people accept him, think he's really kick-ass. And this whole situation just falls into Vulcan's favor. So I thought it was like a cool twist to the end of the story that Vulcan comes out on top being the bad guy. And another little nice detail to the writing is that the Skiar dudes, we discover that even though they had suffered oppression from the Shi'ar, they themselves did the same thing to another alien race previous to this one, like sort of going into something that's a little bit more complicated and interesting, and something I should touch on because I do want to start a channel on international relations and political science. So I'm going to leave that debate for that. So hope you guys liked it. The 5-issue miniseries of Emperor Vulcan, worth the read. See you guys next time. Bye.